righty then. Let's talk about the Pistons' keys to victory. I thought they played Tuesday, so the brothers at the gym told me it's Wednesday, so they gave him a little break. You know, it was a big thing about Asar Thompson playing 9 minutes in the second half. JB know his guys. He know what buttons to push. Remember last playoff series they had versus the Knicks? They got on him for not being aggressive enough. He was on some bullshit, to be honest. You know, he didn't win Defensive Player of the Year. They gave it to Wemby. I mean, rightfully so. We seen what he did when he played us. But, you know, and he came out the next game and aggressive. So everybody, oh, you play a best defensive player 9 minutes. Yeah, I mean, to keep it a bean with you with Asar Thompson, he came out lackadaisical too. Missing bunnies, getting stripped. Like, how lethargic they came out, knowing that you never won a playoff game in that building. There never had been a playoff game in that building won. They came out very lethargic. Everybody came out sleepwalking. Ain't one Piston come out the hoop that can't, you know, ain't nobody come out the hoop. Nobody came out the hoop. Not Duncan, not Tobias, not Jalen, not Asar, not K. Nobody came out hooping. Suggs was swiper, no swiping. They were, you know, blowing layups. You know, they came out very lethargic. So key one is to come out with some intensity. And smack Orlando in the mouth and keep your motherfucking foot on their neck. This needs to be a train wreck from the beginning. Most young teams get a game and they comfortable with the split and they want to go back home and sweep it up, and then, you know, possibly you come back home and win it and we finish it in 6. That's their mentality, is just to get one. Atlanta got one versus the Knicks. That's the mentality. That's the mentality. Get one. And the Pistons gave that up. Get one. But the intensity, the intensity has to be there. The sense of urgency needs to be there. It has to be there. You know, part 2. Jalen Duren and Dennis Jenkins must be aggressive. They must be aggressive. Jalen Duren must be aggressive offensively and defensively. The money is on the wood, playboy. Your contract is in the balance. This will be a second playoff series that you showed them that you are not capable of doing what you need to do. And it's not like you going up against Cat. It's not like you going up against Vujovic. It's not like you going against Jokic or Joel. You got Wendell Carter there. Kill him. You fuck Angel Reese first. Kill him. Kill him. Kill him. Jenkins too. And that was part of the issue. It's like, these guys gonna step up, you know, right now, and Jenkins got to step up. Jenkins can make himself a lot of money if he step up in the playoffs. He can make himself a lot of money. He has to be aggressive. He has to be aggressive. He has to be making free throws. He has to be aggressive to the basket. He has to be aggressive as a playmaker. He has to be aggressive scorer. Jalen Duren and Dennis Jenkins is the key to this. Cade is doing what Cade do. It took Cade a while to knock the rust off. Had Cade did that 40 ball, had that scoring start from the jump, they probably win the game. But it's just still, that's a bad sign even if they did win the game. Them guys need to step up. You know, and another key to victory, I seen enough of Tobias Harris, man. I seen enough. I'm willing to take my chances to give Ron 7 shots from the corner. I think he'll make one of those threes from the corner of the wing. I might be optimistic, but I like the way he defended the other night. I liked him on Paolo. You know, I just tired of Tobias going 1 for fucking 7. That was your second best scoring player. 1 for 7 from the 3-point land. Come on, fucking bro. You've been taking that same wing and corner shot your whole career, and you still shooting sub 35%. I just didn't see enough. And this is where the Lauri Markkanen stands come in and say, well, we should have got Lauri Markkanen. You know, he would have did this and he would have did. Yeah, absolutely. Could got anybody to shoot that shot from that corner. Bobby Portis would have a better, you know, percentage at that point. But you know, Tobias Harris in the series, he good for 2 games. He can win you 1 game. He can be serviceable in the other game, and he can be a good, third or fourth option in a good collective win. You hope, you really hope that them playing at home and the energy on a Wednesday, it carries them. You hope that it carries them. And then when you get to Orlando, Tobias have a game where he can still steal you a game. Asar Thompson had a really aggressive game versus the Knicks. I think it was game 2. You need that from him. But Tobias, like me personally, either you got to play Ron more from that spot, Wu more from that spot, or Tobias got to get it together. Third key to victory. A lot of people, well, I'll say that as a caveat, right? As a whatever. Third key to victory for them is that, this is the only thing I put on JB Bickerstaff. You got to let Herter and Karis LeVert get in the rhythm. They're rhythm guys. You got to let them get into a rhythm. 12, 13 minutes. Nah, they need to be 25 and up. To be in this series, they need to be a 30 ball and up, both of them. And if that means I got to get away with Herter, playing Herter and LeVert together and playing a bigger lineup, so be it. If I'm a roll off of if I'm a roll in some of these lineups, my lineups may look like Cade Duncan, Cade Duncan, Herter, LeVert, and then Durant. I might just go with that. And that's my personal opinion on it. I might just roll with that. The real fifth key, or the next key to it, it's just really how you guard Paolo. Give him that jumper. Pack the paint. Make him shoot to beat you. And then people say, well, Orlando is more talented. This guy can get a bucket. Everybody looking at individuality. As a collective, the Pistons move the ball. It doesn't matter if they got all these individual scores. If they defend, and they should be a lot better defensively, if they defend and just move the ball, they'll score a lot better. But, take Paolo away, make the other guys beat you. If Suggs play like that the whole series, you're probably going to lose. Even in one quarter, if he give you that one, the first, second, third, or fourth, it's going to be a tough series. But if they, and I say this, 2 things on the ad. Just like, do I blame JB Bickerstaff for the loss? No. They had a week off, and the rest will kick in, especially if they go, every other day, the rest will kick in. So I don't blame him. The only thing I have an issue with is the rotation. At this point, we know it's a couple guys that need to be in the rhythm. Okay? Who need to get in rhythm. You need to get Durant in rhythm, and he wasn't one of the guys up there, but he need to be into a rhythm, get him touches early, play through him early. LeVert, Herter, they need to get in the rhythm. And Jenkins. Herter, LeVert, Jenkins, Durant needs to find their rhythm early. That's it. They need to find a rhythm early. If you allow the call plays and allow them to get into a rhythm and play 20, 30 minutes, and get some touches, you'll be all right. It need to be a lineup where Herter, LeVert, Jenkins, Durant. That needs to be a lineup where because they all can defend, they all can score, they all can shoot, they all can put the ball on the ground, on the court a little bit, other than Durant. That needs to be a lineup. But, honestly, it's going to be interesting, to be real. It's going to be interesting. If they don't, and then the last key to victory, if they don't come out and punch Orlando in the face and keep Orlando head underwater and drown Orlando this game, and they barely win or they lose this game, this series over with. It's over with. So they need to come out and make a statement. And, they need to make a statement, and then you hope that Tobias and Asar Thompson going to Orlando can have a big games in Orlando, and that's what you hope. But the Pistons a better road team. It's just what it is. I don't care what the record indicate. They 2 playoff wins came at Madison Square Garden last year. So, the biggest hump that they have is, breaking Little Caesars Arena's playoff curse. I think they said it's been 11 playoff games lost. So they lost 2. They lost 2 with Blake Griffin. They lost 3. They lost 2 3 last year to the Knicks, right? So 5, 6. So they lost 6. So the Wings have lost 5. Whoever else. So that's monumental. But hey, hit the link in the description. Find me everywhere. Just the link tree. Everywhere I'm producing content at. Check out Detroit Pistons Talk playlist. Peace.